Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. And here we are. It's February. Yes, it's been quite a January, I felt. I don't know about how you were feeling with January, but we stepped into the new year and it was like, woof, we were hit by this wave and we had to do some very deep diving and very deep healing. So, the healing journey is going to continue this year. And we are going to have to dive very deep into those little crevices within our heart and within our being, where, you know, like I often say, no stone, no rock will be left unturned through this time. We have to get into those crevices and those places that hold fear, rejection, abandonment wounds, loss, grief, shame, guilt, any of these emotions that we've carried for generations and also through our own lives, our childhood, anything that we're carrying in our heart as well. We are going to have to heal this year. And so February is the month of love, and where the world celebrates love, on Valentine's. And I felt the energy of Venus very strongly this month. I've also felt the energy of Aphrodite, and also Mary Magdalene is very much around this month. So we are going to be working with these three, Lady Venus, Lady Nada, Aphrodite, and also Mary Magdalene, because they teach us about unconditional love, love, passion, and beauty. And Venus is the planet of love. And this month we are having to look at love. It's coming up very strongly. And this is what I've just been feeling this month. This is the month of love, but we're diving deep into love. We're being asked to look at where love is not balanced in our lives, where we have overgiven, self-sacrificed, been people-pleasing, not taking care of our own needs and overgiven. And I did a beautiful channeling on the last recording, I think it was, yes. And it just talked about 5D love. So we're moving from, 3D love, third dimensional love, to fifth dimensional love, which is very different. And love is very much balanced. So we don't give from a place of depletion. We give from a place of abundance. We give from a place of balance. We give from a place where we are taking care of ourselves and then we give to others, and not being depleted in ourselves and then giving to others. So there's a lot coming up around love. Rejection wounds will be coming up as well for souls, where they've been rejected in love, where they've been hurt in love, where their heart has been broken in love and they've felt that deep heartbreak. Sometimes when you've had your heart broken and you've experienced such deep wounding and hurt, it can bring up trust issues in love, and where we don't feel ready and open and to love again, and so how do you build trust again? So the heart wants to thaw this month. The heart wants to open, because as we go into the higher vibrations, we have to keep opening our heart. I mean, it's absolutely essential that we keep opening our hearts so that we can move into these higher vibrations. And in the higher vibrations, it is love. If you are carrying fear, then fear and love cannot exist in the same vibration. If you are afraid of love, you can't experience unconditional love. You can't experience that love. And the word I hear for February is love fearlessly. Love fearlessly, not be afraid of love and live in fear of love, but live fearlessly, love fearlessly. Because when you love fearlessly, you're not afraid. You're not afraid. There's no fear attached to that. So just check in with yourselves and see what's coming up around love for you. What attachments do you have around love? What wounding, do you have? Are you playing it small? Have you, thought that you're not worthy of love? Have you shielded your heart and created an armor around your heart that no one can get in there, not even your guides and your spirit team and your angels and all the beings that are here for you? They can't even get to you because you have this wall up that doesn't let anyone in and doesn't even trust in your angelic guides and your spirit team. So this is a time we're being asked to soften our hearts, to move towards compassion and love and tenderness and softness, the feminine, the divine feminine, and not so much the divine, not the divine masculine, but the patriarchal alpha male energy that we may have carried for many, many lifetimes, men and women. we're being called where women had to prove themselves, in the work environment and in life, and it is all the very masculine do, go, go, go. But now we're being asked to work and operate from a very different vibration, which is about being the divine feminine that she creates, and she's present and she's receptivity, learning to be receptive, learning to receive, and also then give. So the universe operates in balance, giving and receiving in balance, and breathing in and breathing out. And with many souls, especially star seeds, they come to earth and they think that love is really going to be easy, but they meet such challenges and they have to go through the dysfunctional families and dysfunctional relationships, and they have to learn some really strong lessons in love. And one of the biggest lessons that we come here to learn is about boundaries, and self-love. I think self-love is actually the biggest lesson that we come here to learn, because when we start to love ourselves and give to ourselves and give in balance, and it's not from a place of ego, me, but learning to love the self, learning to love yourself unconditionally, learning to love all parts of you. And when you learn to love all parts of you, you can then love unconditionally to others. Whereas if you judge yourself harshly and you're critical of yourself and you're always hard on yourself, then it's very hard to love others the same way, or to love them, unconditionally, because you're so hard on yourself. So, and you're not here to deplete yourself by giving all your love to others. You're here to give to yourself as well. So love is a really big theme for February. So, the guides are asking me to ask you to look where you need to open up to more love, because it's through the heart. And when we tap in, and this is a number 8 year, and so if we want to tap into the abundance of the universe, we have to be open to receive the abundance of the universe. The universe wants to deliver to us the love that we can experience and have in many different ways. But if our heart is not open, if our views are very rigid, if our thoughts are very rigid and restrictive, and we've shut down to love, and we don't trust in love, and we don't trust in other people around us, and we don't trust someone who's coming towards us to offer us love, then we've got some healing to do. So, this is a time to dive deep and to heal those wounds, to look again from a higher perspective. As Einstein said, you can't solve a problem from the same vibration and consciousness that created it. You have to rise higher. So this is where we're being asked to now rise higher. And we can through this time. We are growing and maturing as souls, and we are tapping into higher vibrations. And we are able to use our multidimensional senses and understand situations from a higher perspective. So to see your journey from the human perspective and what you had to learn, but also to see your experience from a higher perspective and see what you learned, and what played out, and how the characters played out, and what emotions you had to process, what was the limiting belief, what were the patterns that you're trying to break. Maybe you are the first person to break this pattern in your family bloodline, or through the generations. Maybe in past lifetimes you couldn't express love or be in a loving relationship where it brought you joy and fulfillment, and maybe in this lifetime you've come to experience that and break that down. And what does love mean for you? What does love mean for you? Because it'll mean something very different to all of us. So this month, dive deep and look at the vibration of love, because we want to move to the vibration of pure love, true love, divine love, sovereign love, innocence, childlike love, and to remove the layers, the protective layers that we've created that stop us from loving and being open in love and being more vulnerable and expressing more openly, and speaking from our hearts rather than from our mind, our logical mind that has the shielding and the ego attached. The guides are also saying look at addictions as well this month. Where are you addicted to toxic cycles in love? Where are you attached, where you're in codependent and dependent connections, and you attach yourself to codependent connections because you feel safe? Can you break out of those, limitations and step into the unknown and create a more secure a foundation in yourself and more secure base within your own being and your own self-love. That's also coming up. What parameters do you have around love? How free is your love? And what are the conditions you've placed around love and experiencing love, and your belief systems, your current belief systems. So look at your current belief systems around love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love is the topic for this month. So get your journals out, start to reflect and, see, have you recovered from a past wound that you're maybe still carrying from many, many years? Listen to your language. How do you feel about love? How do you feel about relationships? Because relationships are coming under a massive review this year, and some big tower moments and big shifts. Because, in my last video, I talked about men, divine masculines are being called to the next template and their next vibrations and their higher timelines. So because the feminines are doing all this work now, the men are also being called to go to the next vibration. So there's a real shifting in dynamics right now. There's a real shifting happening. There's a real mixing up of energies, and the vibrations are going higher and higher and higher. So there will be changes in relationships. There will be changes in dynamics. There'll be changes. And you have to look at your conversations and your communication and see where you cannot communicate your truth. And the guides are saying, not everyone is going to go with you to New Earth at this time. So are you denying yourself the love of what you deserve and the work that you've done? Are you holding yourself back for others because they're not ready to go? And that can be really tough when you've ascended and you've done your inner work and you're in a certain vibration and you want to continue your journey, and the souls around you are not ready to go, or they don't want to go. That's not their timeline and that's not where they're going. So letting go, it can be really hard, because at that point, what do you do? Do you hold yourself back? And yeah, sometimes, I've had these visions where I'm crossing the bridge and many of my loved ones were not coming with me. And I completely broke down on the bridge because I'm like, no, come on, come on, we've got to go. I've got to go to 5D. Like, I've got to go now. The bridge is there. My timeline is here. Come with me. And I have literally seen my loved ones and some of my, closest people to me saying, I'm not coming with you. I'm not coming with you. And I'm like, no, 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 come on. We've got to go. It's time to go. And then through that process, I had to realize that, and you always know this, but when you're going through it yourself, it's tough, because you realize that, no, actually, not everyone is choosing New Earth. Not everyone is choosing to go at the same time. And you have to respect their choices, because they are a soul on their own journey here on Earth, and they have to learn their own life lessons, and they have their own soul plan and experience that they've got to have. And maybe your timeline's at that point split, and you continue your journey because there's souls that you have to meet and there's work that you have to do, and you've got to go and build the new Earth, foundations and the templates, and meet the souls who are meant to meet you in the next vibration. So this journey is going to be a lot of splitting of timelines, a lot of different directions for souls. And, just to trust that if souls don't go with you, take a deep breath and understand that, okay, we have to respect everyone's choices and they may not align with our choices, but are we going to hold ourselves back from experiencing the timelines that we are meant to experience, because we are a soul on this earth plane? And we've come to do our own process work, and we've also come to have our own experiences. Are we going to hold ourselves back? And that's where love comes in. Do you feel you are worthy of stepping into 5D? And do you feel you're worthy of continuing your journey on your own, possibly, where you won't be on your own, you'll meet others along the way? Or are you going to stay in a smaller, timeline and a smaller reality, which you've outgrown, just to make everyone else around you happy? But actually, the one who's hurting is you. The one who's suffering is you, because you've held yourself back and you've contained yourself in a human suit that's too small for you now, because just to please everyone else. So this is where it requires, my nose starting to itch. It requires just being honest opening up the conversations and the lines of communication to express where you're at, so that you can just share your truth with others, because you're changing. We're all changing, and the world is changing. So there's going to be so much change this year, and this year's a very pivotal year because of Pluto. And Pluto is going to shake up. Pluto's the planet of the underworld, and Pluto pushes you to dive deep and look at the things that you haven't looked at, face the shadows that you haven't faced, face the fears that you have not looked at. Fear and love cannot exist in the same vibration. Become a fearless lover. Rumi, I can see Rumi. Become a fearless lover. Love from your entire being. Let every cell of your body vibrate with love. But love and fear cannot go into the same vibration. We have to leave fear at the doorway of 5D. So look at fear, look at love and fear, and look at where you fear love, where you don't trust in love, where you have wounding around love and connection and friend and relationships, and self-love, self-love and loving yourself unconditionally. So that's the theme this month, looking at love. They're also asking me to talk about the new, the energy that's going to play out in the third dimension, and the energy of war. Like a wildfire, it is going to move through the Middle East. It's spreading already, and there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of displacements happening. There's a lot of fire energy, anger, you against me, blame, shame, and fighting going on, disharmony on the planet. And so, those that are here to build the 5D templates are really being called now to up their vibration this year, to focus on what you're here to build and what you're here to create and what you're here to anchor, and really start building and focusing. And it requires commitment, it requires consistency, it requires dedication, it requires perseverance. And it says, go the distance. Spirit says, go the distance. Don't just give up before the miracle happens. Keep going. You are here to build the bridge. You don't just stop the bridge in the middle and think, okay, I'm done. The bridge is not built. You've got to build the bridge so you can cross to the other side. And so other souls can also, cross to the other side. But we are the bridge builders, which means we've got to do the work. We've got to do the grafting work. We've got to lay the foundations. And those are the most important years when you build the foundations. And we have to make them strong, which means our foundations have to be strong. We have to be strong in ourselves and committed to what we're creating and dedicated, and also believing in what we're creating. We have to believe in what we're creating. If we don't believe in what we're creating, who else is going to believe in what we're doing and what we're creating? So a really important time for conviction, perseverance, and getting down to the nitty-gritty and doing the work, being the worker bees here and doing the work that we've come to do. And they're showing me a colony of ants, collaborating and passing to one another and building. I mean, ants, tiny little things, and they can build an entire city underground. But they work as teams, they work together, and they work in harmony, and they are incredible, powerful, strong, resilient, and dedicated, focused. They're on a mission and they're going to get it done. And it doesn't matter what's happening around them, but they'll keep going, and they become a team, and then they expand and they become more and more and more. So, face forward, focus forward, build the dreams that you've come here to build, focus on your your commitments and your missions and your legacy that you've come here to build. But also at the same time, you've got to also do the shadow work. So on the one hand, you're building, but you don't ignore the healing. You don't ignore the programming that's coming up. You create that balance. This year, you're going to have to create balance in all aspects of your life. So which part of your life is out of balance? Which part of your life is not being looked at? Your spiritual life, your health and well-being, your work, your projects, and also every part of you has to be looked after. Mind, body, heart, soul, spirit. You've got to look at all aspects and create balance. So you're not always just giving, 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 but you rest, you recuperate, you recharge, you be for a while, like ebb and flow of nature and the seasons of life. You stop, you slow down, you become receptive, you take care of yourself. And then when you're ready, you come back out and then you go, go, go again. So the energy of this year is very fast and you're going to feel like you need to go, 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 but you've got to check in with yourself and thinking, no, actually, do I need some rest? Do I need to take care of my body? You know, do I need to sleep more? Do I need to hydrate? Do I need to go and exercise? Am I looking after my mind? You know, what are my thoughts doing right now? What are my emotions doing? Do I need to have some time to release? Maybe these emotions are building up and I don't know where they're coming from because those deeper emotions are coming up. So you might find you just start crying, you know, for no reason. And it's not to push that emotion down anymore. It's okay, I'm feeling emotional. I'm just going to create some space and I'm going to release. And then I'm going to feel lighter afterwards. And wherever it's coming from, I'm not going to judge it, but I'm going to allow it to come up and release. There may be anger as well coming up from past where, you know, you experienced injustices and you didn't get justice for certain situations or you didn't get closure. So that is to allow that to come up as well and let it move through you. And when you're processing anger, you can channel it through writing, you can channel it through creativity, through art, through music, through dance. Just find a way to release and find a channel for the emotions that are coming up because this year is going to be quite intense. So you've got, you know, your healing work that's going on and looking at all aspects of your lives. And you'll be able to break the patterns faster this year because you'll be able to catch them, you'll be able to see them, you'll be able to take a higher perspective, and then you'll be able to let them go quicker. And you'll say, okay, actually, yeah, I see that I've been doing that. And I don't want to do that anymore. Actually, I want to experience this in love, or I want to experience this in abundance, or I want to experience this in my work life. So I'm not going to carry on playing this out anymore. I catch it. I see it. I've seen the pattern. I see how I've played this out and who's played that role. And I get it. I see the red flags. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to shift it. I'm going to pull this in now. I'm going to, you know, bring this into my life. And then I'm going to co-create with the universe. And I'm going to create this reality for myself because we are cosmic magicians. And when we co-create with the universe, you know, we can tap into another timeline for us, but it's about our choices. It's always about our choices and our free will. And those tiny shifts that we make huge changes in our lives. It just puts us on a whole different trajectory and timeline just by one shift of mindset or, you know, just saying to yourself that actually, no, that's not where I want to go. I want to go in this direction. And you completely change your reality. And then you keep stepping forward and you keep stepping forward and you keep noticing and you pick it up and then you change it. And then you're going in a totally different direction. So that's really important this year. You know, redirections, tower moments, looking at your lives, big explosive change. The guides are saying big explosive change. Expect the unexpected. Expect surprises, they're saying. Positive shifts, which may not look like positive shifts initially. So divine detours, you know, sometimes when we go through a tower moment, we can't see the blessing in it, but actually it's for us. And it's always taking us to a higher vibration and it's always working out for us. So I talked about this at the December, you know, winter solstice event, but shocks and surprises that are actually taking you towards your divine legacy, destiny, divine destiny. So just be open, more fluid, more open to see and more receptive to see what's coming in. And instead of jumping into shock and, you know, getting rattled by what comes in, just step back and think, okay, this is the year where we're going to experience surprises and tower moments and shocks. How is this helping me? How is this working out for me? If I stay present and I just move through this one process at a time, one step at a time, I trust that it is leaving me, taking me to a higher vibration. I trust that it's taking me to my wish fulfillment. I trust that it's taking me to my divine destiny. And that's really going to be important to see it from that perspective. rather than the human wounded perspective. So now we're moving from human to soul. And so we're looking at everything multidimensionally from a soul's perspective, which means 360 degrees. But you have to be able to step back, take a deep breath, observe what you're going through, see the situation and what it's trying to show you, and then step forward into and take the next step, listening to your intuition and your inner guidance and what you feel is the right, step to take for you. Your language is also going to be very important at this time. So, watch your language, watch your words. Words are spells, and what you create in your life is according to your words. So just check in with your words, check in with your thoughts. What is your mind saying? What are you actually saying? If you catch yourself complaining, what are you complaining over and over and over again about? Can you change that dialogue? Can you stop the complaining? And can you conserve that energy and see what you can create instead of that? If we keep complaining, we wonder why our lives haven't changed, then we've got to shift our words and we've got to shift our mindset. So, and sometimes we're not conscious of what we're creating, but this time asks you to be so present that you can catch yourself, and you can change the wording, you can change the direction, and you can change your vibration. So this year, your frequency is key. There are many opportunities and abundance coming in at record speeds, but you've got to be open to receive it, which means you've got to keep opening the heart, expanding the heart, and doing the healing. Overcome any obstacles with another card that came up. I just picked a few cards just to give me some, more messages for you, and to break the never-ending stories. Go the distance, come to the edge, Spirit says, and there's lots of messages coming in this month. Lots of messages coming in and downloads coming in through this time. So is there anything else? Yeah, just become a fearless warrior. That's the closing line. Become a fearless warrior of love. Isn't that beautiful? That just encapsulates it all. I'm going to use that actually as my title. Become a fearless warrior of love. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. That's where they're stopping it. That's where they're holding the energy. Okay. So we'll take that with us. Have a fabulous February. I know it's a short month, but there's a lot going to be happening this month. But really look at love in all aspects. And I'm going to be holding a week-long container where we're going to journey with Venus, Lady Nada, Mary Magdalene, and also Aphrodite, the goddess of love and passion. And we're going to look at love, for Valentine's week. So I'm going to put the links up on Eventbrite this week or beginning of next week. And also we've just opened up the registration for our Mount Shasta retreat for 888. So honestly, the frequencies for that are going to be so phenomenal. So we're going to be in Mount Shasta, USA for the 2nd to the 9th of August. We're holding 8 days of daily energy work, transmissions, DNA activations, meditations. We're going to visit all the sacred sites, and we have a beautiful timetable for you. So, Mount Shasta has changed my life. I've been there 3 times. It's been life-changing. Top it with transmissions, meditations, breath work, DNA activations. Taking you to the portals and Telos and meeting the ancient Lemurians and our galactic family of light. Oh, it's going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait to share the energy of 888 with you. So this is that year to step into our 5D timelines and New Earth timelines. And Mount Shasta is literally a gateway, a cosmic gateway. It's beam me up, Scotty. It's a place that is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm home there because it's just so pure, crystalline, clear. It will clean up the vibrations in your body. We'll be swimming in the lakes, and the lakes are powerful. They have such beautiful healing properties that you just become like a Zen master there. And it's the root chakra of the planet. And this year we've got to look at our roots, and we hold so much in our root chakra, and our deepest fears actually sit in the root. And so we're going to be working with that, a lot of healing in the root, a lot of clearing, and bringing in these beautiful crystalline energies. So you can go, I'll put the links below. You can go to my website and you can see, the details of that retreat. But if you're feeling guided and you want to step out and be adventurous and experience something new this year and step into abundance, come and join us in Mount Shasta. We'd love to see you. So have a beautiful, magical month of February. I send you my love and I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're taking care of yourselves as well. Remember, balance is key, and looking after yourself and then giving to others in equal amounts, in balance. It's going to be a big lesson for us this year. No more self-sacrifice, no more, being a martyr, no more rescuer energy, but giving and receiving in balance where we all thrive. And this is the energy of New Earth. We all thrive together. And that's really key. Okay, so I think that's it for today and the energy that I was being guided to share. Let me know in the comments if any of it resonated with you, and if you feel guided to share the message with anyone you think it would help. And also if you're guided, subscribe to the channel so that I can read your energy and bring in the messages that are aligned for this group and our community here on YouTube. Okay, so I send you my love, everyone. Take care, and I will see you soon. Take care.